Welcome to the Social Intelligence Channel. Being a great team player is easier than you think, and we're about to share the secret sauce that can transform your group dynamics. When you think about it, being a better team player is one of the most valuable skills you can develop, no matter what kind of group setting you're in. Whether it's at work, in school, or even in a sports club, being able to effectively collaborate with others is crucial to achieving success. And let's be honest, who doesn't want to be part of a team that's productive, motivated, and achieving its goals? But the truth is, many of us struggle to be a great team player. We might think we're doing our part, but somehow, things just don't seem to click. We get frustrated, others get frustrated, and before you know it, the whole project is in jeopardy. So, how can we turn things around? How can we become the kind of team player that others love working with? That's exactly what we're going to explore in this video. Have you ever been part of a team where everyone seems to be pulling in different directions? Maybe some people are slacking off, while others are doing all the heavy lifting. Or maybe there's just a lack of communication, and nobody knows what's going on. If you've ever experienced that, you know how frustrating it can be. We've all been there, stuck in a group project that's going nowhere, dealing with conflicts and misunderstandings that seem to pop up out of nowhere. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be that way. With a few simple strategies and mindset shifts, you can become the kind of team player that makes all the difference. Whether you're in a corporate office, a school project, or even a sports team, the principles of effective teamwork are the same. So, what are the common challenges that hinder teamwork, and how can we overcome them? In any group setting, you're bound to encounter different personalities, skill levels, and work styles. And that's exactly what can make teamwork so challenging. But the key is to recognize that these differences aren't weaknesses, they're strengths. When we can learn to appreciate and leverage each other's strengths, that's when the magic happens. That's when we start to see real collaboration, real innovation, and real results. But it requires a certain mindset, a certain level of emotional intelligence, and a willingness to adapt and grow. So, let's break it down. What does it take to be a great team player? First and foremost, it's about communication. We've all heard the saying, communication is key, but what does that really mean? It means being able to clearly articulate your ideas, your needs, and your concerns. It means being able to listen actively, to ask the right questions, and to clarify any misunderstandings. And it means being open and transparent in your interactions with others. But communication is just the starting point. Adaptability is another crucial aspect of being a great team player. We all know that things don't always go as planned, and that's when adaptability comes in. It's about being flexible, being able to pivot when necessary, and being willing to adjust your approach to get the job done. Another critical aspect of being a great team player is conflict resolution. Let's face it, conflicts are inevitable in any group setting. But it's how we handle them that matters. Do we let them escalate into full-blown arguments, or do we address them head-on, in a constructive and respectful manner? Being able to resolve conflicts effectively requires empathy, active listening, and a willingness to compromise. And when we can do that, we build trust, we build respect, and we build stronger relationships. But being a great team player isn't just about resolving conflicts, it's also about preventing them from happening in the first place. And that's where prevention strategies come in. One of the most effective prevention strategies is to establish clear goals, roles, and expectations from the outset. When everyone knows what's expected of them, and what the end goal is, we can avoid misunderstandings and miscommunications that can lead to conflict. Another prevention strategy is to foster a positive team culture. When we create an environment that's supportive, inclusive, and respectful, we set ourselves up for success. We encourage collaboration, innovation, and creativity, and we build a sense of camaraderie that's hard to beat. Now, I know what you might be thinking, this all sounds great in theory, but how does it play out in real life? That's exactly what we want to share with you. According to a study by Gallup, teams that are led by managers who focus on their employees' strengths are more likely to achieve higher levels of productivity, profitability, and customer satisfaction. In fact, the study found that teams that focus on strengths achieve a 10 to 15% increase in productivity, and a 20 to 30% increase in profitability. In his book, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, Patrick Lencioni writes, "Teamwork is the ultimate competitive advantage, because it's so rare." And that's exactly what we want to emphasize. Teamwork is a competitive advantage that can set you apart from others. As the legendary coach and leadership expert, John Wooden, once said, "It's the little details that are vital. Little things make big things happen." And that's exactly what being a great team player is all about, paying attention to the little details that make a big difference. But we know some of you might be thinking, hold on, isn't individual contribution more important than teamwork? And to that, we say, absolutely not. In fact, research has shown that teams that are focused on individual contributions tend to be less effective, less productive, and less innovative. That's because when we focus on individual contributions, we create silos, we create competition, and we create a me-first mentality. On the other hand, when we focus on teamwork, we create collaboration, innovation, and a we-first mentality. We recognize that our individual strengths are amplified when we work together towards a common goal. So, let's sum up what we've covered so far. Being a great team player is about communication, adaptability, conflict resolution, and prevention strategies. It's about creating a positive team culture, establishing clear goals and expectations, and focusing on our collective strengths. And most importantly, it's about recognizing that teamwork is a competitive advantage that can set us apart from others. So, what are you going to take away from this video? We want to encourage you to start implementing these strategies in your own group settings. Start by focusing on communication, adaptability, and conflict resolution. Start by creating a positive team culture and establishing clear goals and expectations. And most importantly, start recognizing the value of teamwork in achieving your goals. Thanks for watching, and we'd love to hear from you. What are your thoughts on teamwork? Share your experiences, your challenges, and your successes in the comments below. And if you want to learn more tips on collaboration and supporting others, be sure to check out our video link here.